Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip, your 2-week astrology forecast. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this thing on up for the rest of February. So we're gonna be covering the energy for February 16th all the way until the 28th, to the end of the month. So we have a few things going on. We have this new moon that's coming up in just a couple of days. So that's going to be the highlight of the topic for this video. So make sure you are listening all the way through, because towards the end, I'm going to do the readings for all 12 signs, okay? But before we get into all of that, I would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning into my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss a beat, because I upload things, all the time. It might be these 2-week forecasts that happens twice a month, or every now and then I will be posting like an in the moment experience for whatever transit is happening. And then also starting in it's already February, in March, I'm going to start like sharing more things to help people learn and understand astrology from a very much so practical and straight to the point kind of point of view. Okay, so with that being said, hit that subscribe button and all that good stuff. Quick announcements: the Celestial City is closing. This is the last month for the Celestial City because I'm in grad school and I need to practice on making sure I pass. Okay, that's important. I have to get this degree. Okay, so I'm going to be closing the Celestial City, but I will be having the new moon and full moon ceremonies that were only exclusive to the membership. Those are going to be open to the public, so keep watch of that. I'm going to be making an announcement on those dates pretty soon, within the next week or so. So you can join us for new moon intention ceremonies. You can join us for our full moon Reiki. And yeah, make sure you just stay tuned for those links when they drop. Also, individual Reiki is still available. Astrology readings are still closed, so I will not be opening those as of right now because I'm not doing readings. I need time to focus on master's degree. Is no joke. Undergrad did not prepare you for it. I'm just going to say that. So that is that. As far as announcements, I believe that's all that I have that I can actually share at this moment. So we're just going to wrap that up and move on in. Okay, so with that being said, like I was mentioning before, this is the last 2 weeks of February, and it's crazy that we're already moving into March pretty soon. So March comes with a lot of like impactful energy. Like we have 2 of our major planets moving from one sign to the next. So Saturn moves in March. Saturn transits a different sign every 2.5 years or so. So about 3 years, it moved into Aquarius in the spring of 2020. And so now it's moving into Pisces. So that's going to be interesting. And that's going to happen in March. And then Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius. And Pluto, it can stay in a sign anywhere from 8 to 20 years or whatever. Pluto does what it wants to do, that kind of thing. So that's going to be moving. But right now we have Pluto at its anaretic degree. So meaning that it's at the last degree of Capricorn. The last degree of the sign is known as the anaretic degree, 29 degrees. And so wrapping up karmic cycles, these are things that are ending, coming to secrets coming to the surface. And, in order to kind of let certain things go, it's wrapping up the tail end of something that has been present for quite some time. And depending on where Capricorn is in your chart, you might be experiencing some intense energy. So it's like things are boiling up in order to like boil over, and then eventually, it's done. It'll cool off at some point. But right now you might be feeling really intense vibes. It could be a lot of tension going on. It could be several different things going on. So that 29 degrees is very intense. It's very karmic as well. So keep that in mind. Then we're going to have Saturn moving into its 29th degree as well. So that's happening in the next 2 weeks. So keep that in mind, that we're going to be between now and like March, we're going to be experiencing Saturn at 29 degrees at the same time that Pluto is at 29 degrees. And they're both going to be moving into different signs next month. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. So we are coming off of having that full moon in Leo that happened, a couple of weeks ago, and that was an intense one. I didn't expect for it to be as intense as it was, but lots of endings, lots of releasing, and it was very grandiose, bold, and just dramatic endings. It's very Leo-esque, just can't go out with a little small fizzle. It got to go out with a big old bang. So it's neither here nor there. It's done with now. So I hope everyone's doing well after that bold Leo full moon release and whatnot. So now moving forward, we have the energy for February 16th until the 28th. That's what we're going to be covering. So the sun, starting off on the 16th, the sun and Saturn are going to be conjunct. So they're coming into a conjunction. They're going to be together, same sign, same degree. So the sun is at 27 degrees Aquarius. So we're wrapping up Aquarius season, and Saturn is wrapping up its final last degrees in Aquarius as well. So they're together. And that conjunction happens early in the morning, Central Standard Time, around like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning on the 16th. And so with the sun and Saturn being together, it kind of gives us the ability to focus and be determined on whatever it is that we're working and striving towards, right? Aquarius is about our goals, it's about our community, our friendships, our vision kind of thing. And so Saturn is about discipline, and the sun is our focus. It's also our personalities, it's our vitality. So we might not feel as enthusiastic. We might not feel as, that spunk might not be there, because Saturn can bring that oppressive and, the repressive vibes where it's like you can't really fully express yourself. So there might be things that you want to say to certain people and you can't, because either they're at a distance, or you just don't have the right words, or you just feel restricted in some kind of way. Also, you might have like a new beginning that's happening in a position of authority or leadership or at work, or achieving your goals, or you might create new friendships with someone that's older than you at this time, and they provide wisdom or insight, or they're a mentor. They help you to achieve your goals. It could be in work or it could be in, your personal life, however. So this energy is really good to help us get the job done, whatever it might be, be disciplined. But with structure and patience, we are able to kind of like forge through those things, our responsibilities, with a sense of accomplishments. And we might feel bogged down by the responsibilities that we have. Like we might want to have fun, we might want to go and hang out with our friends and do certain things, but there might be some things that's coming into play that keeps us from being able to do so, or might need to restructure, might not look like how you want it to look in order for it to happen, that kind of thing. And that can kind of be a bummer. Also, like I say, you could be receiving recognition from someone in a position of authority, or even take on the role of a knowledgeable advisor for someone else, right? So you might be in that position to where you are able to provide someone insight or wisdom to a certain situation, or you might take on a new position, like you're a manager now, Saturn also can restrict our creative expression when it comes into connection with the sun, because that's the sun. It's our creative self-expression. So it can restrict it. You might not feel like doing the things that bring you joy, because it's the sun energy. You might feel really pessimistic more than anything. That's what I would say. You might feel pessimistic, today, like the glass half empty rather than half full kind of vibe. That might be the energy for this day. Especially because that sun energy is our vitality, right? So, when the sun is there with Saturn wants to remind it that it got things to do. It has responsibilities and whatnot. And you just like, I don't feel like doing all that, but that's just how it goes. We got to do things that we don't necessarily care to do. And so we might have difficulty showing up in our bold expression because of this. And then also, the sun is going to be shining a light on anything that needs to be restructured or reorganized, or things that don't have any structure or any organization. Is going to be shining a light on that. So that way we can get those things in order. So that way we will have less problems with them in the future. Okay. So now moving forward in about 2 days, we have the end of Aquarius season. And so happy solar return to all of you Pisces out there. The sun is going to be entering into Pisces. This happens February 18th until March the 20th. So it'll be Pisces season. It'll be dreamy season. You know, the ethereal sign of Pisces is here. And so the sun is shifting from one sign to the next, right? So it's moving into Pisces, and we're going to feel that sense of romance and a sense of peace that comes with that Piscean energy. Also, you know, we're embarking on the final zodiac of you know, the signs, right? So with that, you have to take into account that, you know, we're getting ready to start a brand new year, new astrological year after Pisces season is done. But what we need to do is go into a space of reflection, right? Because, you know, Pisces, Neptune, all that, you know, 12th house, right? So with that energy, the 12th house is things that are hidden, go into seclusion, go into a reflection kind of energy. And so when the sun is into Pisces, you know, like the spring is almost here, it's coming in, it's going to be bringing in the spring after this is done. But you know, it's a time to reflect on everything that has happened over the last year, right? From February, the end of February last year, or the start of, you know, March of last year, into present day, you know, kind of reflect on what has occurred. What have you learned? Where are you going? Where are you not going again, right? Because you learned those lessons, all of those things. And that's that Piscean energy. And then healing those aspects of those things that, you know, kind of like a self-acceptance, kind of like a spiritual acceptance of things, for those things that have not worked out, letting go, because that Piscean energy and that Neptune energy, you know, Neptune rules Pisces. You know, it's all about dissolving. It has that dissolution kind of dissolution. Is that the right? Yes, kind of energy to where things can dissolve, things can, it kind of like eliminates the boundaries a little bit. So letting certain things go. It's a wonderful time to reflect, and then, you know, reflect on your experiences from the year past to present and release, right? So it's interesting because at this time, you know, we're about to have this new moon, and new moons are all about setting intention. So, you know, you could be working on that as well. But either way, spring equinox is coming, right? So you got to be present for that next month. And it's a wonderful time to reflect on what has not worked, what has come full circle for you at this time. Pisces is represented by the two fish, right? So that's the yin and the yang energy, and they swim in opposite directions, right? So they swim in opposite directions, but ultimately they are flowing in this into the same trajectories, that circle kind of vibe. So just kind of seeing what has come full circle for you, what you need to release, what you need to let go, what repetitive cycles are here that are coming back for you to learn again, but just in a new way or at a different level. And, you know, right after the sun enters into Pisces, we have the Pisces new moon. So this is going to help us to set those goals and those intentions, and, you know, the spiritual healing and setting intentions for unconditional love and to give unconditional love. And also dream of the world that we desire to live in, right? You know, it's also, you know, goals that help us to like assist with flourishing and flowing, right? That Piscean energy, going with the tide and not resisting. You know, get creative with your desires at this time, especially during the season. You know, visualization, meditation, Reiki, all those Pisces rule kind of themes, dive into it. Get into your creative pursuits, you know, get into your art, your music, you know, whatever. Dancing, however, all those Piscean things is going to be kind of coming up for you, for all of us really, during this season. Okay. So then, like I was mentioning, we have that new moon that happens in Pisces. And so since November, we've been having new moons at 1 degree, and this month is no different. So we have a new moon at 1 degree Pisces. This happens February 20th. And you know, 2 days after the start of, well, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, I will say this. So it might be February 19th, depending on where you are in the world, February 19th or February 20th. So it could be either day, because it happens here in Texas at 1 o'clock in the morning, Central Time, right? So it might be, you know, 11 o'clock East Coast. It might be, you know, another time, but if you're across seas, it might be on the 19th. So it all depends on where you are in the world. Now, this new moon is happening 1 degree, so it indicates a new beginning. It's still that same vibe that we've been experiencing since November, where all of our new moons are at 1 degree until March. So it's a time to dream of our desires, right? Our desired realities, taking the internal reality and making it real, right? So dreaming it up, feeling it, healing it, all those things, experiencing it on the spiritual level. And so, with Pisces season beginning, and it begins with this internal, ethereal, spiritual, intuitive, receptive energy of Pisces is really great. Pisces is all about spirit, the soul. It's also ending and the beginning, right? So it's the embryo phase, but it's also the ending, right? So as some, when we think about it from that perspective, we have to go back to the start in order to understand the path of trajectory, like where are we going, where are we embarking on. So using those Piscean themes like our imagination and visualization, our spiritual gifts, in order to set our intentions with this new moon is going to be essential and very beneficial for all of us, right? So meditation, visualization, any form of art, maybe you want to write or draw or paint your intentions or do vision boards or however, those things are great tools for mapping out the future that you desire. Pisces is all about, well, it's not, I'm not going to say that, but Pisces is not about attachment to a particular outcome, right? It's more about flowing to the destination and remaining open to the natural flow of things. Like, where is this tide going to take me? And so that's what we're asking, or what the universe is really asking us to embrace at this time, right? So it's like, embrace the unknown, because Pisces 12th house Neptune is all about things that are hidden, and we're supposed to be embracing the unknown, and we're stepping into brand new territory, because during Pisces season, that's when Saturn, I believe, is it Saturn or is it Pluto? One of them, I forgot which one, moves into a new sign first, but either way, March, they both move into a new sign. We haven't experienced Pluto in Aquarius, right? So it's been quite some time. I have to actually finish my notes on that, but a video will be coming out about that soon. But yeah, so we're going to be embarking on uncharted territory, and this new moon in Pisces is the start of that. It's like, embrace the unknown, dive into the abyss, go into the darkness, and just know that you're going to come out on the lighter side of things, right? So last but not least, we have Venus. It's leaving its sign of exaltation. So Venus has been in Pisces, it's exalted in Pisces, and it's moving into Aries, very fiery, energy, passionate energy of Aries. So that happens February 20th until March the 16th. And so Venus is moving like not too long after we have this new moon in Pisces. So shortly after, maybe a couple of hours, maybe an hour or so after the new moon, Venus is leaving Pisces and moving into Aries. And so during this Venus transit through Aries, is going to be making a conjunction with both Jupiter and Chiron, right? So then it's going to be making a square to Pluto that's still in Capricorn at 29 degrees. And then it's going to be sextile in Mars that's in Gemini. So it's really kind of like some busy energy going on. The connection with Jupiter and Chiron is going to bring like an expansion, right? Some ease, some understanding to the path in order to brace our true sovereignty, the truth of our sovereignty, the truth of ourselves, who it is that we are, self-identity, because, they're conjunct, right? And so Jupiter is going to be expanding on Venus energy. It's going to be amplifying and bringing in unexpected blessings of love and money, and new relationships could be forming at this time, new marriages. And then with the Chiron conjunction to Venus, so it's healing through, it could be sexual relationships, right? Because that Aries energy. So you could be healing through that. You could be healing through healing your financial situation, healing through romantic partnerships or just friendships or just socializing, healing your values. All those different things could be coming into play with that. Now, also a new beginning towards healing any wounds with our identities, in order to help build confidence. That also could be something that comes in with both of these things. So Jupiter and Venus, like I said, new beginnings to finances and relationships, and then that square to Pluto, Pluto and Venus, that may surface our tendencies to hold on to things well beyond their expiration date due to like obsessions, attachment issues, so things like that might come in. We might be finding that Pluto's Venus square energy might be a little harsh, right? Because Pluto's still in Aquarius and it's at 29 degrees. So it's at the energetic degree. And that energy could bring in a need to let go of karmic situations in order to move forward to what's actually for you. It's like, you don't want this thing, just let it go. It's kind of like that. That's the best way I can put it. I'm trying to put it in a nice way. Like, stop crying over the thing that you really know on the inside that you do not want. You don't desire this. It's not part of your values. You're just holding on to it for the sake of structure, for the sake of tradition, right? Pluto in Capricorn, and that's supposed to be here to dissolve all of those things. Releasing the structures that have been really keeping us in a box. And so you're holding on to something that's holding you in a box, and it's like you want to be free, but you can't if you're holding on to this thing. So let it go. That's the best way I can put it. So with that, also we have a sextile to Mars is happening, right? Mars is in Gemini, so Venus and Aries is going to be sextile in Mars and Gemini, and that's going to give us the confidence to accept ourselves and release, let stuff go, right? So Mars is, it eliminates things, it cuts things out, also is initiating things, it can start new things. It's about being confident, being protective of yourself. So protecting your values, protecting your love, protecting the things that you have built, right? So with Mars being in Gemini, communication, information, just different things and lots of movement, your hands in many different pots, and just needing to let go what needs to be let go of. There could also be different like money coming in from different places, different streams of income coming in. For some of us, there might be just various conversations and social activities that are going on with this. Also, Aries Venus is just naturally bold and vibrant and confident. So this is energy that we get to harness, right, this time around. So we get to harness that energy. We get to kind of embody that energy, and make sure that we are doing so wholeheartedly this season, okay? So that is the energy that I have for the last 2 weeks of February. So let's get into the readings for all 12 signs, and we're going to start with Aries first, of course. So this is for all 12 signs. Okay, so before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody that make sure you are listening for your sun, moon, and your rising signs. Okay, so your rising sign reading is going to be first. It's primary. It's going to give you the most accurate reading. It maps out your trajectory. It tells astrologers where the energy that we're reading for is actually happening in your chart, what house placement. So it tells you and tells us, this is what area of your life it's affecting, right? So your sun sign is secondary. That's your focus. That's your goals. That might have some relation to your work career. So just kind of listen for that secondary. And then last but not least is going to be your moon sign. And that's because it's subjective. It's about your internal world. It also can relate to your home and family life, maybe even your living situation, since the moon represents home and family and all those different things. It might be more so about your emotional world or just what you're feeling at this time, okay? So all are valid, but for the most accurate on what's happening in the moment, listen for your rising first, your sun is secondary, and your moon is last, okay? Now, also just keep in mind that these are general readings. So I'm using whole sign astrology to do these readings, and they may be hit or miss. Take what's for you and leave the rest. Unfortunately, at this time, I'm not doing individual readings, so you can get like an accurate reading for your individual chart. But next month, when I start doing the new moon ceremonies for the intention ceremonies, I will be going through and doing that as part of the ceremony, reading charts, not individual charts, but just definitely like saying, hey, if you have this, and just telling you on a more intimate level what's going on with the new moon energy. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. Let's get into these readings for all 12 signs, starting off with Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The new moon is happening at 1 degrees Pisces, February 20th in your 12th house. So this is indicating a new beginning for creative projects, for unconditional love, for healing, right? So you might find yourself being more secluded, more to yourself, kind of going on like a retreat, possibly. You might do like go to a spa. You might have like some new understanding or starting a new path when it comes to like a health situation or healing of some sort. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, which occupies your 4th house. And so that has a lot to do with your home and family, your feminine energy. There might be some things come up about your health regarding like your feminine aspect of things. Could be, just feminine health overall. There also could be some things, some endings or a chapter that's closing or a new chapter that is even beginning with your mother or the feminine energies that are in your life, right? The sun is here also in a conjunction with the moon. So the sun rules your 5th house. And so that's the house of children, home and family, your creative self-expression, your joy, your hobbies, the things that make you, have fun. Your sense of adventure could also be sex and romance. So it might be like dating. So this could be something along those lines, like a new beginning that's starting as well within that realm of things. The dispositor of this new moon is Neptune, and it's also Jupiter. Okay, so Neptune is currently in Pisces and it's in your 12th house. Okay, so the new moon is going to be here with Pisces. They're not in a conjunction, but they are in the same house. Okay, so with the ruler of this moon being in your 12th house, also giving that energy of dissolving, about being able to dream of something, being able to visualize and heal as well. The second dispositor of this moon, because Pisces is ruled by both Neptune and Jupiter, is Jupiter is currently in Aries, and that's in your 1st house, right? So this is really healing those aspects of who it is that you are, how you show up, how you go about initiating things, being confident, being expressive, being bold, right? And then releasing any self-sabotaging behaviors, letting that go as well. But this also could indicate a new beginning on just how you're showing up, because you are releasing, you are healing, and you're taking time to yourself as well. All right, Aries. Now moving on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This new moon is happening in your 11th house, Taurus. Okay, so this is indicating a new beginning towards you achieving your goals. New friends could be coming in at this time. There may even be new opportunities for work or for, working in community, humanitarian efforts. Maybe even some money situations could be coming in. The moon rules your 3rd house, so it could be business, it could be your vehicle, it could be about travel, like a short, quick trip, city to city kind of thing. And also you might be receiving some information regarding like your home, your family, your feminine energy, maybe even your mother. But definitely this is a new beginning for you to start implementing, like setting intentions towards achieving your goals, making new friends that's going to help you to achieve your dreams, make your dreams a reality, right? So the dispositor of this moon is both Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune is in Pisces in your 11th house, so healing your friendship, having spiritual connections with others, with friends and other organizations. Jupiter is in your 12th house, so you might be feeling really secluded. You might be letting go of certain friendships, like really paying attention of the connections that you have in your life and which ones are in alignment with who it is that you have become over this time, right? Because you've been having some really harsh things going on, right? With Saturn squaring your sign, the North Node is in your sign, the South Node is opposing you, right? In your 7th house. So lots of situations with other people, and then this Leo full moon just happened in your 4th house, also squaring your sign. So there's been some intense things going on, and you've been having to just kind of readjust and redevelop how it is that you go about the world, how you show up in the world. You've been completely changing. Also Uranus is in your sign. That's intense. Okay, so unexpected ways that you just being unconventional, you're just changing, you are innovating who it is that you are. And so because of that, you've had to like get new different friend groups and different organizations and different people that you affiliate with, so that way you can have people in your life that are in alignment with who it is that you have become. Okay, So this new one is definitely a time for you to set new intentions for those friendship groups and for achieving of those goals. It could be business goals, home goals. It could be friendship goals. It could be business, career wise, all of that, maybe information, education, using your skills, things of that nature. So you might be changing how you are going about doing small business or however. Okay. So for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, this new moon in Pisces is happening in your 10th house. So this is definitely a new beginning on how you are seen publicly. Whether it's in your career, your responsibilities to the world, your social status could be changing and shifting. This is a new beginning, setting new intentions about the path that you are embarking on. With the moon ruling your 2nd house, it could have a lot to do with the income that you make for yourself. The sun rules your 3rd house, has a lot to do with your immediate environment, maybe your siblings, your cousins, something along those lines about your values and shifting your public image, or it could be your small business that you own if you're a small business owner, and those things could be changing how you are seen publicly. And so with the dispositor of this moon being both Neptune and Jupiter, Neptune is in Pisces, which is also in your 10th house. So you're healing your public image, and, you are dissolving certain things about yourself. You are letting certain career paths go and embarking on new opportunities. And then Jupiter's in your 11th house. So it's expanding on your friendship groups and your circles, coming to the truth of those things as well. Learning new things about maybe nonprofits or large groups, or just how you can achieve your goals. Many opportunities coming into you, maybe even like people that can help you, people in a position of authority that can help you, like mentors and things like that are helping you to achieve those goals as well. Okay, so Cancer, sun, moon, and a rising. This new moon in Pisces is happening in your 9th house. So this is the house of long distance journeys, higher education. This is about your beliefs, philosophies. It's also a sense of adventure. This is the truth. So you might be embarking on a new trajectory when it comes to education, maybe even traveling. So this might be between now, the next 6 months, you might find yourself going on a trip. Whether it's at a long distance journey, because 9th house is like cross seas, is long distance journeys. It's not like from city to city kind of energy. Also, you might be starting a new educational pursuit where you are enrolling into school, or you are setting the intention to where you're going to be picking up a trade or another type of skill. And this is something that you are initiating, right? Because the moon is your chart ruler. And with the moon being your chart ruler, the moon rules your 1st house. So it's something that you are implementing, you are initiating, and it's also helping you build a sense of confidence and feel secure in the path, right, that you are embarking on, because the 9th house is also your path. It's your vision. It's like your overall vision for your life as well. And so with the sun also being here in a conjunction with this moon, the sun is the ruler of your 2nd house. So it might be about your income and your values and the things that you have, your possessions, right? So trying to make more income. So you could be embarking into school for that purpose as well. And the dispositors of this moon is Neptune and Jupiter. And Neptune is in your 9th house. Jupiter is in your 10th house. So this is shifting and changing and expanding on your opportunities. Like kind of like blessings coming in from, mentors and people in different like positions of authority, or opportunities coming in for work, or you could be coming into a new sense of like fame, or people are recognizing you, right? So also could be something creative that you're doing as well. Okay, so it's a wonderful time for you to set new intentions if you are looking to go on a trip or get into school or however. It's a wonderful time to set those intentions for that. Okay, now for Leo, sun, moon, and rising, this new moon is happening in your 8th house. So this is the house of other people's money. This is the house of merging, right? So this has a lot to do with what you blend with other people, joint finances and shared resources. It's not like the 2nd house. 2nd house is your money. 8th house is other people's money. It's 8th house is just other people's things, right? So inheritance, karma, it could be past life karma. It's also a very psychological house. And so with the new moon being there, and the moon is our subconscious motivations also. You might be really like having these dreams, or you could be coming to these certain types of realizations about yourself. You might be letting go of certain karmic things. but embarking on a new journey of, money. So you might be getting a raise, for work, or you might be getting recognition for some kind of creative project, right? Because the moon rules your 12th house. You could be healing your money. So debts could be dissolving at this time also. So keep that in mind. With the moon ruling your 12th house, it's about dissolving and letting things go. So it could also indicate that new things are coming into you from places that you don't see, right? From the unknown, from things that aren't visual to you. So behind the scenes kind of energy. And with the sun being your chart ruler, and the sun is also here, it could be coming directly to you. It's affecting you directly, or it could be something that you've initiated previously, and now it's like a payout that's happening also. And then with a dispositor of this moon being Neptune and Jupiter, Neptune is in Pisces, also in your 8th house, and Jupiter is in your 9th house. So, expanding on your sense of travel and sense of adventure and your education, there might be more opportunities for that that's coming in, and expanding your beliefs and getting a broader sense of knowledge and consciousness and understanding through this merge that's happening, right? So this new beginning that's happening in that 8th house energy. It also is about intimate relationships. So you might find yourself in a new relationship over the next 6 months to a year. That's a good thing. So merging with someone else, right? So keep that in mind as well. All right. So for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, this new moon is happening in your 7th house. So this is a wonderful time to set those intentions about a new relationship. So if you are single and you are looking for a new relationship, set those intentions for unconditional love, new relationship. 7th house is about other people. It's also about marriage and contracts. So this is like a new legal situation could be coming out, or a new, like you're now like embarking on like a new path. Like, just say hypothetically speaking, you had like a new legal proceeding, and now you're going to be actually stepping into what that proceeding is. Like, now it's the start of it, right? So that could also be something, but this also could indicate like a new marriage. Maybe you're going to get proposed to, or you're proposing, or you're elevating your relationship, or you're getting into a new relationship. This is also a time where you're meeting new people that are very unconditional. They're in alignment with who it is that you are. They're making like things a lot easier for you, right? To just kind of get them because they get you, spiritual connections. Excuse me. So with the moon being here in conjunction with the sun, the moon rules your 11th house, which is Cancer, and the sun rules your 12th house, which is Leo. So it could be, relationship goals, intimacy, unconditional love, or creative kind of pursuits, maybe even like a business contract that you are connecting with someone, like a large group or a large organization. And you're kind of like signing the dotted line on this contract kind of thing, embarking on this new thing. The dispositor of this moon is Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune is in your 7th house in Pisces. Jupiter is in your 8th house in Aries. And so opportunities, like, so if you're in a relationship, your partner could be coming in some money during this time. And so you might be receiving that. And this could be an assistance to helping you on signing a contract, or going on this new path, or this business connection, right? You might have like a business partnership that comes in, and you might be going into business with your partner. Who knows? That also is a possibility. And so maybe your partner's money could be the one that's investing into this. With Neptune being in your 7th house, it's like a spiritual connection, something that's destined, that's something that's healing, creative, on those levels. Okay. So moving on to Libra, sun, moon, and rising, we have the new moon in Pisces that happens in your 6th house. And so this has like a lot to do with your daily routines, your habits, your health, your actual body. And so with the new moon, it's new intentions that needs to be set about your schedule. So getting a new schedule. So you could be starting new lines of work, or new responsibilities could be coming in at work, or you could be training and learning something new. Especially with the moon ruling your 10th house, which is Cancer. 10th house is your career and your public image, your social status. So this could be a change in your career where it's going to be more demanding of you. So like a new beginning, a new path, a new trajectory that's happening in your career, in your work, your daily routines. Also, you could be starting like a new diet, or a new health, regimen, where you're like working out, or you're doing yoga, right? And it's going to be like a public thing that you're recognizing, or other people can recognize. And it has a lot to do with your goals, because the sun and the moon are both here Moon rules your 10th, but the sun rules your 11th. So it could be something that you're doing with a friend or a large organization or a group. So maybe new lines of work with like a nonprofit or some type of group that's all about giving back to others or something along those lines. Now, the dispositors, Neptune and Jupiter, are in your 6th and 7th house in Pisces and Aries. So, this could be contracts. This could be legal proceedings coming down where you're starting like a new situation with the legal proceeding, or you're having to implement these new rules or these new commitments, right? Because 7th house is also about commitment. So, and Libra, it's the ruler, traditionally is the ruler of the 7th house. But anywho, so you could be like starting new beginnings when it comes to your commitments, business partnerships, maybe even relationships, and seeing someone on a daily basis, or your schedule having to shift, so it affects your career, it affects your relationship a little bit different, or your commitments to other things could be affected because you're getting more demands from one area or another. Okay, but wonderful time to set new intentions about your health and your schedule, your routines, and your work. Okay, so now moving forward, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, this new moon is happening in your 5th house. And this is the house of children. This is the house of romance and fun and joy and your creative self-expression. So you might find yourself like really embarking on like fun times, getting into old or new hobbies, new things that bring you joy, right? Because it's a new moon. So trying new things out. You might pick up dancing, or you might pick up traveling. The moon rules your 9th house, right? So with the 9th house rulership, that's long distance journeys. You might find yourself like setting the tone where you buy a trip, and you're, a trip with your children, like a family trip that could be happening at this time. The sun is also the ruler of your 10th house. So this is something that's happening publicly, or you could be embarking on like a new creative project that you're launching to the world over the next 6 months. And it helps you just kind of tap back into that zest of life and who it is that you are, and bring back that inner child and that innocence as well. And so the dispositor of this moon, Neptune and Jupiter, are in your 5th and 6th house, Pisces and Aries. So, Neptune is healing your relationships with, children and romantic partnerships, and just being spiritually connected as well, and tapping into your creative side, with Neptune being in your 5th house. And then with the dispositor, Jupiter, being in your 6th house, this is like opportunities for work coming in. It also could be, your schedule could be picking up. You have like so much on your plate now. You're having to kind of like figure out what you need to do and delegate and whatnot. The truth about those things are coming, but more abundant opportunities could be coming in for you also. So it's a wonderful time for you to set new intentions about a creative project, about maybe going on a trip, or picking up a new hobby that's going to bring you back more fun, more joy, or just starting a new romantic relationship as well. Okay, so then we have Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. This new moon is happening in your 4th house, and this is the house of home, family, real estate. This is your property. This is about your traditions, your lineage, your heritage. It's about the matriarchal energy in your life. This is your home and family, mothers and grandmothers and things like that. So it's also your foundation, your upbringing. So starting a new intention, setting a new intention about maybe buying a new home or getting a home loan, right? The moon rules your 8th house. And so that's loans, it's taxes, it's debt. So you might have something that you are looking to do. So you're starting a new journey on buying a home or getting more property, maybe moving to a new location. The sun rules your 9th house. And so with the sun ruling your 9th house, it could be at a long distance from you, somewhere that's at a journey, not within the state. It's at a different state, right? Buying a house in a different state, or moving to another location. Or maybe, your mom, this could be like a new beginning, or a new cycle, or a new path that's beginning with mother energy in your life. So whether it's your mom, your grandmother, or just influential women that's in your life as well. So this could be that, or you're just kind of showing up differently when it comes to your own mother energy. If you are a mother, excuse me, almost every time I do readings, like I start losing my voice. So anywho, the new moon, 4th house, you could be showing up differently. Like if you are a mother, you could be showing up differently in your mother energy. investing in that, investing your time, investing your money, however, maybe even going on a trip with your mom. That could be something that happens at this time as well. And then we have the dispositor of this moon is both Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune in Pisces and Jupiter's in Aries. So that's your fourth and fifth house. So healing your family, there could be things dissolving or being released at this time. And then with Aries, with Jupiter being in Aries in your fifth house, opportunities for fun and joy and children. So also this might indicate like someone getting pregnant during this time. Maybe you're going to be a new mom, or you could be a new grandmother. So like if you if you have a child and they're having or trying to have a baby, you might have a grandkid coming in, or you might be having a baby on your own. Depends on the person. So that's a blessing. Now moving forward, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this new moon in Pisces is happening in your third house. And so this is the house of your immediate environment, your vehicles. This has a lot to do with small business. This is education, your skills and trades. This is cousins. This is siblings, your immediate family. This is education, like lower level education, like skills and trades. So you could be embarking on picking up a new skill, new trade, maybe buying a new car during this time over the next 6 months. There could be some information or communication or some type of correspondence that comes in about a commitment or a legal contract. You could be doing a business deal with someone during this time. The sun is the ruler of your eighth house. The moon is the ruler of your seventh house. So investing in that, receiving money, joint finances, you might get like a proposal around this time, right? So it could be a business proposal or an intimate relationship type of proposal. Just something coming to you, being presented to you, information that could be happening. So this is like a new beginning for, new business, starting a new business, starting education and expanding on that as well. Now, the dispositor, Neptune and Jupiter, is in Pisces and Aries, which is your third and fourth house. So, healing and expanding and creativity and spirituality, within the third house, learning new things on that level, learning new healing methods as well. And then with Jupiter being in your fourth house is expanding your home. So you might be looking to move or add to your home, maybe remodeling or blessings coming into your home, things of that nature. Okay. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this new moon in Pisces is happening in your second house. This is the house of your income, your material possessions. This is your values. This is, relationships also to a certain degree. And with this new moon here, it's an indication of new money, new relationship, new possessions, art, music, and beauty, those second house rule things. And with Pisces being here, Pisces is about unconditional love, and it's all about the beauty and the art and the creativity. So this could be a time where you are embarking on buying a new piece of art or making income from some new creative project that you're doing. The moon rules your sixth house, so this could also indicate that you're going to be making income for some work that you're doing as well. The moon ruling your sixth house. The sun rules your seventh house. So this is about commitments. This is about relationships. So this is like a new beginning or a new cycle that's happening within like your partnerships, your relationships. And with the dispositors, Neptune and Jupiter, both being in Pisces and Aries, which is your second and your third house, it could be communication, information, an expansion or move within your immediate environment, or healing like relationships, or healing your financial relationship or situations. That could be something that's happening as well, but definitely like a new beginning that's happening within the income and the money that you make for yourself, or the possessions that you have. Okay. Now, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this new moon is happening in your first house, is in your sign. And so this is directly affecting you. So this is going to be a time where you are showing up completely different. You are embarking on a new way of expressing yourself, how you show up, how you initiate things, how you go about asserting yourself, healing your identity, also maybe even healing your body, right? Because the sun is here in a conjunction and it rules your sixth house of health and routine. So you might be implementing new routines, new health regimens, new diets. The moon rules your fifth house. So it could be with children. It could be with creativity, creative projects. It could be getting back into certain hobbies, maybe getting back into the gym, and it heals your body. And it could be something that you enjoy doing. These are all the possibilities. And then with the dispositor, Neptune and Jupiter being both in Pisces and Aries, which is your first and second house, it could have something to do with relationships or income. You know, starting new streams of income for a creative project or some type of work that you're doing or something along those lines. So it's a time to set new intentions about just showing up different, and being more authentic to who it is that you are, right? You are the Pisces. This is your moon, okay? So that is all that I have for all 12 signs. And I hope that this has been beneficial and helpful. I hope the rest of February is good for you all. And just stay tuned because I will be posting quick videos about, you know, the individual energy that's coming. And also I'll be posting those links for next month. I'll be launching the dates for the new moon intention ceremony and also the full moon Reiki that's happening in March. So stay tuned on that. Also, what else? What else? Oh, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. If you made it this long, you liked it. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button wherever it's at, somewhere around here. But anywho, yeah, I hope this was good for you. And I hope you love the channel. So subscribe and like, share, and comment. Let's meet in the chat. Let's talk it out. I like talking to y'all and seeing what y'all are experiencing and like being able to provide insight if I can, you know, and whatnot. So that's all I got. Hope y'all have a good February. I hope y'all had a wonderful what was it? Valentine's Day. And yeah. Bye.